So sometimes when you buy things on Taobao, it's from individual sellers and you don't know how trustworthy these people are. That's why I tend not to buy anything too expensive on Taobao unless it's from Tmall, because that's actually owned by Taobao. So I know that there's a guarantee there. But if you're buying from individual sellers, you just don't know. So sometimes you're going to need to get refund. For example, I've had this incident. So here it is. This is a conversation. I know I've written everything in Chinese because I thought it'd be easier to communicate with them in Chinese. I just put my English sentence into Google and get it to translate and send it to them. So what happened was I bought this rice cooker that I wanted to send to the UK, but it had been sitting there for a long time. I purchased it on March 19. By April 6, it still hasn't been shipped out yet. So I asked them what's going on, and I said, can I ask you, when are you shipping this out? They're like, I haven't shipped it out yet. I'm like, it's already been a month. If you're not gonna ship it out, like, when are you deciding to ship it out? And they responded, like, every day there's like 2 times they'll ship it out. Anywho, I'm like, okay, if you're not gonna, I didn't really understand that. So I'm like, oh, you know what? It's been over a month. I don't really want it anymore. So I'm like, if you're not going to ship it out, then can I just get my money back? And I got my money back. So let's try to do a refund on one of the items that I bought today. So for example, let's see, for this one, if I decide now, I'm like, oh, I made a wrong purchase and I don't want it anymore. It's really easy when they haven't shipped it to you. All you have to do is go into what you purchased. So remember, I showed you here in my profile, the second icon. That's all the items that you've bought but you haven't received yet. Click on the one that you want to refund. Now look for the refund button. It's really small, it's gray, it's a little button. It's just underneath the price. So press on that. So alright, so now I've pressed it and I said, and I clicked it again. I haven't received the product, and says, what's your reason for not having it? You can click anything you want. The first one just says, oh, I did it wrong, I don't want it. There's a bunch of other reasons. At the very bottom means other, but I'm just going to click on the first one and just say I don't want it. Okay, and press OK. Now the refund request is sent to the seller, and once the seller has received your request, a lot of the times they're more than happy to refund you the money. So it says here it's going to take them about a day or two to respond. Once you get a response, they will do it for you. Another issue that might happen when you're using Taobao buying from these sellers is that sometimes your product comes defective and it doesn't work. So what you have to do is go back into your history of all the items that you've bought and you find the seller. So once you've looked on your purchase history, this button, this is this kind of upside down conversation bubble here. Click on it and you can message them what happened, what is the issue. We had an incident where our water cooler wasn't working, so I had to message them. It gets a little bit complicated when you want to start doing all these help issues and all these defective issues, and even wanting to return an item once you have it. So we do suggest that you actually contact somebody who speaks Chinese to help you with this, because it's really difficult. It's a bit difficult if you don't understand, because they are Chinese, they're not going to understand your frustrations in English, so you have to explain your situation in Chinese to them. So again, if you can get a translator, do that. A lot of the times they want to have good reviews for their items, so they should be willing to get you refunded. Sometimes you do have to send the items back to the seller, and they will arrange it. You can either get it to be picked up how we normally do, and they just need an address to send it back to, and then you get the seller to refund you anyhow, whatever way it can be done. So that's how you do it.